What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. We got a nice long commentary coming for you today. We're going to be mainly discussing handicap. Before we get started, this is the team I'm using. We've got Ibra, El Shaarawy, Michu, Mikel Arteta, the team of the season, Raul Garcia, Jesus Navas, Ballesteros, pardon the mispronunciation on that. I can't get that name right, I don't think. Koscielny, David Luiz, Juan Mata, and in that we've got Hugo Lloris. To round out the side. So a pretty decent side here. Obviously, they're 82 rated 5-star team. And the topic for today, as you guys saw in the title, is going to be handicap. Does handicap exist? I want to get your thoughts in the comments below. As many of you guys know, I do a series called Underdogging, and I see, what I think about, or, not what I think, but I try to do as best that I can with a bronze team in mainly gold tournaments or in tough tournaments to win. This guy has a pretty nice Korean bronze team splashed with a gold player, splashed with a silver player. So they're really not that bad. I'm going to try to show you guys as much of this game as possible. And you guys can be the judge of whether or not you think that handicap exists. Some of it's me fooling around. Some of it's me missing opportunities. But we'll get into it. And, hopefully you guys can I can get your opinion in the comments below. I'll give you my opinion here. Personally, I don't think that handicap exists. Now, you guys are going to say, Japes, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Now, that's not necessarily for the sake that... Let's rephrase that. Now, is there a handicap in head-to-head? No, they fixed that whole thing that there would have been because of head-to-head seasons. And so you're matched up against teams with similar star ratings, and there's, of course, not going to be a handicap. Now, Ultimate Team, what's the most important factor when you think about whether or not you're going to be winning a game? And that factor to me is got to be pace. You have to have in certain positions on the pitch. If you have pacey players, you will be able to keep up with the other team. Does not matter what rating they are. If you guys notice, when I use my bronze and silver underdogging team, or mainly bronze underdogging team, I have very pacey players out there. I've got a team that is full of players that can get around the pitch, that can run, get back on defense, track back. They can cover any gold player. I do not use the right bumper to tackle ever. I have a custom control setup, or excuse me, what would it be for you guys? The B button. I use the right bumper to tackle, but I hardly even use it at that. I tend to use left trigger. And so what you see me do is I tend to jockey my players in front of their players, hold left trigger, let him run into me, and my player more often than not will stick out a leg and steal the ball off of the attacking player. Now you guys can see he's still able to work the ball around the park with me, but it doesn't look like his players have exceptionally better control. They are a pacey front side. I think he has, most of his players have over 85 pace up front, so he should be able to run past my defense, especially Ballesteros, something like that. The team of the season man from Vallecania, I think is where he plays. That's got to be wrong. I can't have said that right. But he's only got like 66 pace or something like that, so he's definitely going to be able to run by me. But I should have the advantage of, well, the Koreans have some decent defenders as well. They can be quite pacey, but for the most part, Ibra and El Shaarawy they're not a pacey combo, but they're fast enough. They've got the 5-star skills to make up for that. And the team of the season, Michu, isn't exceptionally fast either. So this guy should have no problem keeping up with my team for the most part, other than Jesus Navas getting through and getting free on the wings. A little bit unlucky there not to hit that full volley with Mata, but Ibra collects it nicely, and that's just an easy finesse shot. Now, some people would say, handicap, I can't score finesse shots with my players to save my life. That's the same finesse shot that I would have scored, more often than not against a gold team. He does pause it, but I just skipped through the majority of the pause because he waits the whole time. We'll skip right back down to 0, and we get things kicked off right back away. And we steal the ball back. Now I'm using a 3-5-2 formation. He's using a 4-3-2-1. And the 4-3-2-1 is generally a decent counter for the 3-back formation. It spreads the defense wide, and it allows for loads and loads of opportunities to, kind of get forward and attack. But, as you can see, guys, I'm still able to keep him trapped into his final half. My passes aren't going all over the place. Thought I was a little bit unlucky not to score right there, but I've not had the best luck with the team of the season, Michu, thus far. I'll give you a little review on him. He does seem to be a pretty good player, and for the 14 or 15,000 coins that I paid for a blue team of the season card, he's actually rather good. I'd say he's worth it. He's got 96 finishing in game, which is absolutely phenomenal. I feel like I should be using him in more of a in more of a striker position maybe, or maybe as a center forward. I don't know. Apparently, I looked at his card. He also can play CDM as well, which means that I can move him back, but his long shots are not exceptionally good. Would I recommend him? Sure. This team also, guys, I built them while playing in a live stream, and that's a huge mistake for me right there. You would have thought that he would have put that away. I thought, I'm used to playing with the 4-back, and with a 4-back, if you hold all the way over, it'll go out to the right back. He was lined up right on my center back right there, so no, no, no. That's a big time no-no. But we get free with Ibra here, and I just miss it. There's a good chance that that could have gone in. Sometimes it works like that in FIFA. You guys know how it goes. The expression from the stream yesterday was, oh my FIFA, forget oh my goodness, oh my gosh, oh my god, it's oh my FIFA. OMF, hit me with it on Twitter, let me know what you think about it. But anyways, this is the squad that I built in my live stream yesterday with the help of the viewers in there. There were about 1,200, 1,300 people, something along those lines. We'll be getting back to Path to Power after the, well, I guess what will be on Thursday now. But we end up winning a free kick here, and apologies if I just destroyed your ears. I accidentally just smacked my mic with my hand. And we give it to the informed Mikel Arteta, who is brilliant. He's right up there with Wesley Sneijder in terms of free kicks. That's an easy goal for us in the 33rd minute. And we'll take that every time. He comes highly recommended so far. I would very much like to play him in my Path to Power at some point. So I'm thinking I might pick him up as the attacking mid. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. The Facebook poll that we did yesterday turned out pretty well. Well, kind of pretty well. You guys more or less picked the IMOTM, the man of the match, Andrea Pirlo, to be the star, you know, the next buy on the squad. And I did mention it in my commentary that I am reluctant to want to buy him. And now I will explain to you guys why. It's going to be a little mini FIFA-nomics aspect while we keep running away with the match here. But the man of the match, Pirlo, will more than likely be re-released in the team of the week this week. Now, if he gets re-released into that team of the week, that's going to significantly drop his price. So if I would have bought him today, I would have been in deep trouble. Right now, he's riding on an all-time high. And what I mean by that is he's still on everybody's mind after that super saucy chip penalty that he did. And he's one of those players, just like many Italian players, that people think that they want to use. Draw a nice penalty there with El Shaarawy, but that's one of those players, he's on people's minds. People want to use him. His price has gone up because everybody's saying, oh man, Pirlo over Xavi, he's way better, this and that. But I think, and this is me doing my own personal FIFA-nomics or whatnot, but personally, I think that Italy is going to lose to Germany. And so once Italy loses to Germany, there's only going to be 2 teams left in the tournament that people are going to, they're going to see the players and they're going to want to use them. And I think it's going to be either it's obvious. Well, obviously I think it's going to be Germany, but I also think it's going to be Portugal. I think Portugal might top Spain, which would be a bit of an upset. So it could get interesting. Obviously Spain are the favorites going in, but Portugal have just looked very, very good to me. They look like they're up for it. They look like they want to win. So I think there's a strong chance that they will beat Spain. But on top of that, those are going to be the players that people want to see. The second voted player on the Facebook poll was Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, he's another player that people are more than likely going to want to go out and buy, especially, can you imagine if he performs and scores 1, 2, even 3 goals against Spain, how much Ronaldo's price is going to go up? Everybody's going to want to use him because he's going to be called the star of the Euro from that point. He's going to be called, the player of the tournament thus far. He'll probably go into the lead as the leading goal scorer. And that would make his price just like absolutely ridiculous. And so he's another player. We're only going to lose coins on that. So unless, of course, I guess if they were to win the Euro, theoretically, then that might work. Like team of the season, Marco Reus was, I think, in the top 4. Now he's a player that kind of caught my attention, saying, oh, you know what, maybe, because I think Germany's going to go through. I think there's a very strong chance that Reus will play versus the Italians based on his performance against Greece. I thought he was a good bit better, or looked a bit more up for it than both Podolski and Mueller. So I think one of those outside wing spots could very well be his. And if that's the case, and he performs well, then that team of the season card and his inform cards they're all going to be hot commodities on the Ultimate Team market. So he's a player that we'll look at getting. Also, Heskey was in the top 4. I don't even know what to say to you guys when I see something like that. Like what is there even to say? Heskey. Really? I thought we were over that. I thought we were past it. If we do get Heskey, which I've thought about doing, I don't even know who I'll pair with him up front at that point. It's going to have to be some tank of a player. I've yet to use Heskey on Ultimate Team this year. I suppose I should. I don't have the KSI 5-star skill Heskey, but so we'll have to see what we do. I thought I'd hit that full volley with Shaarawy. I thought that had gone in. And Shaarawy is a brilliant player. I am so surprised that I have not used him yet on Ultimate Team. I've heard so many wonderful things about him, and now I know why. He's brilliant at that striker spot. His 70 shot really shines through. He'll get a goal here. Coming up at some point that is actually quite a nice goal. But as you guys have seen this game so far, now we're about halfway through, or I guess at least halfway through at this point. You guys will say, you know, is there handicap? I'm able to pretty well dominate this game. My players are in good spots. I'm able to get my players where I want to be, still trolling a little bit and, you know, doing some skills. This is kind of the way I play when I'm just having fun. It's not necessarily path to power, but I still like to win. And so I'll always take the early goals because it opens up skill moves. This guy's down. He knows he's down. He's got to go out and try to get the tackle as quickly as he can so that he can get the ball back and try to score a goal. But the passing still seems pretty sharp to me, guys. I'm, you know, some of those turns maybe not so stellar, but, you know, that happens in FIFA. That's me trying to skill dribble and not getting my angle right. And speaking of the skill dribble, I got loads of questions about it when I did that live stream yesterday, and I think I've already mentioned this at this point, maybe not, but if you guys want to live stream, the best things you can do are to follow me on twitch.tv, check out the Facebook page that I have, and then on top of that, follow me on Twitter. Those are the 3 places that I announced the live stream. Look at this goal from Shaarawy, baits the defenders in, and then just crushes it into the side netting, far post. Give me some of that dirty talk. Love that goal. Always very glad to score, you know, a little skill goal like that. And you guys, it's not the most incredible skilling. I know that. I don't consider myself a super skiller, but I do like to use skills, and I will use them at points when I think they're effective. Having 5-star players up front is always loads and loads of fun. But back to the topic at hand. Which goes into the sense that I was speaking to before, that the bronze players, you know, pace is really what it boils down to on Ultimate Team. If you have a pacey enough defense, you will be able to deal with the gold offense. If you guys look at the goals that I get scored on me on underdogging, they're going to be crosses. They're going to be when, you know, the stronger rated gold players just bully by my defenders. But for the most part, I can keep my defenders in good positions, and he's not going to manage to score a goal. Crossing is effective at more or less any level. I thought I was going to get a penalty called right there. I did not. Pretty happy with that. And that was a fail for me because I thought El Shaarawy I just mistimed it. I could have played it over the top, but I did not. But we'll be doing the little like Japes recommends or the skill dribble thing. This is me. That's as easy of a goal as you'll ever get on Ultimate Team. That's a desperate move to pull your keeper outside the box. You do want to pump fake the goalkeeper. Pump faking is a very good thing, but it's not the end all be all. And I'll speak to one of the other dilemmas here on Ultimate Team that people seem to have constant problems with, and that is sweaty goals versus what I call the smart pass. Now, I might go into this at a later date again at some point because it's always just one of those topics so hot on people's lips. But it's going to be a smart pass for me. The only thing that is sweaty about FIFA is when people spam crosses. Spamming crosses is the only thing that it's kind of one of those where it's how do you defend that? If you've got really pacey players and they just bomb up the wing, I can get my players into good spots to defend them more often than not, but sometimes, you know, they're going to just get out jumped. And it's the assisted crossing where it drops to a player's head just about every time, and it's very, very difficult to defend. So that's the only thing that I think super sweaty about it. But a pass across goal, I rarely get scored on what would be commonly referred to as a sweaty goal, or what I call a smart pass. Now, it boils down to defensive positioning for me. When a player tries to play a 1-2 pass, I don't try to intercept it. I run with the player that passed it. I get my defender in front of his offensive player and try to do that. And that right there, he scores a nice little volley with Kim Ji-woong. But that's me failing on my positioning. When I switched over to Ballesteros, I didn't jockey into the right spot. I switched and I kept running the way my outside backs were running to try to catch up with the cross. And so that's my own fail. And that's why crossing is so difficult. And that's the only thing that I find sweaty. But if people love to make excuses, and some of you guys are going to agree with it, some of you guys are not. That is perfectly fine with me. But it's your own darn fault if you let a person get into a place to play a sweaty goal. Look at this for a little banger from Mikel Arteta. Give me some more of that dirty talk. I said he came highly recommended. That is one of the reasons why. But as we were referring to earlier, it's your own darn fault. People are not that great at FIFA. Well, at defending on FIFA. It's tough. It's got a high learning curve. If you're new to FIFA, you are going to struggle with defending for a while. And you guys are going to say, "Yeah, right, Japes. Contain took care of that. It's no problem." Why do you think people use fast teams? Because contained defenders, it doesn't matter if you're containing. If you play a 1-2 pass with very fast strikers, they're going to run right by your center backs anyway. Think about the strikers' pace comparison to center backs on this game. It's not even close. Same goes for wingers for the most part. And at that point, guys, is it their fault if they beat your entire team, got themselves into a 2v1 situation with your goalkeeper when they have 11 players on the pitch at one time? That's not their fault. They deserve a goal for that because your defending was sloppy, their attacking was better. And that's my feeling on it. Genuinely, like 100%. I hardly get what would be commonly referred to as sweaty goals or smart passes. I hardly get them taken on me. And yeah, it frustrates me, but I'm not frustrated that they took the pass. I'm more frustrated that I allowed them to get in the position to play that pass. And I think that's what the most frustrating part is people are going to say, "Oh, Japes, it's down to the AI. Like the AI defenders don't know what to do." Let me tell you a little tip here. Go switch your auto switching to air balls and none. Take off auto switching. It's going to put you in the wrong position. It's what it does. It's not how you want to defend on FIFA. You want to be able to watch the run. Use the second man contain if you're going to use it, and let the other player contain. But watch the run and make sure that the player doesn't get in behind you. It's really what it's going to boil down to. If you want to be, a solid defender, bait players into making bad passes. There are loads and loads of options of things that you can do to kind of help out, defensively and put your players into spots to succeed. So often do I see people press up so high. Guys, how often do you see football players just absolutely run like straight at a striker as he receives the ball and try to take it? No, they shuffle and they jockey. They contain him. They know he's not in a spot that can hurt them. But if he plays a 1-2 pass and gets in behind him, that's going to hurt them. In terms of my real-life football career, I was a center back. I got offered multiple college scholarships here in the States to go play center back, so I'd like to think for the most part that I know what I'm talking about as far as defending is concerned. The way I play FIFA is I try to play it as much and as similar to real life as possible. And it seems to work for me. It wins more. I win more often than I lose. I probably have like a 10-to-1 win-loss ratio, which isn't terrible. That means that by the time, I'll try to get to 1,000 wins or so before FIFA's over. But once I get to that point, I should have about 100 or so losses. I think I have, 700 plus wins right now and about 70 losses. Though I'm switching, I'm playing more of this 3-back formation. It's very fun. It's challenging, and it makes you a better defender, guys. If you can defend with 3 defenders, you're probably going to be helping yourself out for when you use 4 defender formations. And that's me just trying to set myself up for a long shot with Arteta on the screen. But moving on, I will be live streaming again today, pre-Portugal match, or pre-Portugal Spain. So I'll probably stream for a couple hours leading up to it, see how it goes. If you guys want to pop in there, I'll leave the link for my Twitch channel below in the description. If you guys want to discuss what I've said in here, feel free to pop into the stream and check it out. I'll be glad, to teach you how to Dougie, talk to you guys. We have loads of fun in the streams. Other than that, guys, this episode's coming to a close. This guy sent me a message after saying that I was a fanboy, not the real Air Japes FIFA, so I thought that was pretty funny. It made for a little bit of Twitter entertainment later on in the evening. But if you guys did enjoy this, the discussions, the topics, the general chat, and my opinions that I don't really think handicap exists, I can go into momentum, my thoughts on that at a later date as well. Because I don't think momentum exists really either. There's loads of factors that can come into play just like real football as to whether, there's going to be a momentum or not. It's at the end of the games and at the end of the halves, guys. If you don't put your players on defensive, they're still going to bomb forward like they think they need to score goals. There's loads of silly mistakes that people make on FIFA that cost them matches. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, a like or a thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.